Blind Walk 2021 Colombo is here to commemorate and to understand the importance of eye care, vision care, and to understand eyesight. So Blind Walk is a global program, and this year we are conducting two main events, which is the Blind Challenge and of course the Open Mic Night and the talk show. To tell you more about all of this in his welcome address, I would like to welcome the President of the Rotary Club of Colombo Midtown, Rotarian Arshad Jamaldeen.
So good evening, my dear Rotarians, young Protractors and the audience. Blind Walk was an initiative to commemorate the World Sight Day. The whole intention of Blind Walk is to create awareness on reversible blindness and promote eye donations across the globe. Blind Walk was initiated in 2014, and ever since this has been very, very progressive. We at the moment are having these sessions in more than 5 countries, in more than 55 locations, and we had more than 25,000 participants attending these sessions. And you can imagine how big the Blind Walk session is. Okay. So what is really Blind Walk is? During Blind Walk, people like you and me who are good in vision are blindfolded and guided to walk about 1 to 1.5 kilometers on the normal streets that we use daily. And this takes about 1 hour. This is a lifetime experience for you to understand the challenges and the difficulties the visually impaired people go through day in and day out. So this time, for the 6th year, our young Protractors are organizing this event. However, unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions, we will not have the physical Blind Walk experience this year. But we are having an open mic session where you will get an opportunity to listen to the inspiring stories of people who are visually impaired. So join us together to experience and listen to the inspiring stories of the visually impaired. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Arshad. For our guest speaker, she is a graduate from the Jaffna Medical Faculty with a postgraduate from the University of Colombo Postgraduate Institute of Ophthalmology. Currently, she is a consultant ophthalmologist from the Colombo South Teaching Hospital. I present to you Dr. Vasuki Gurusamy.
So Dr. Vasuki, I must ask you, from your point of view, what is ophthalmology and where does your experience go when conducting eye surgeries?
Yeah. Good evening to you all, and first of all I wish to thank the Rotary Club and the organizing committee to invite me as a guest speaker on this event, and I wish you all and I hope also that this event be a successful one. And to start with, I'm a consultant ophthalmologist attached to Colombo South Teaching Hospital, which is one of the major hospitals within the Colombo limits, and it is a multidisciplinary hospital in the sense it has various specialities, and one is eye unit. And I have been working here since 2016, which this unit was started actually by one of my colleagues, Dr. Kodikara, who I took over from him. He is the founder and the person who has been organizing this unit as he started working here. And my ophthalmology is a specialty in the concern with eye. I am an eye surgeon who is dealing with the front part of the eye, or anterior segment surgeon, and we have in our hospital we have endocrinology clinics which is referring us diabetic patients, and we are also assessing glaucoma patients, and also the hospital has well-developed premature baby unit. We have premature baby screening also along with other doctors who are coming from LRH. And we offer cataract surgery is the main surgery we are performing. And also we do glaucoma surgeries and squint surgeries to some extent. And the other thing I wanted to stress is we have a 24-hour accident service which is dealing with the casualties with glow perforations and ruptures which are various type of accidents. And we have I need to stress that point that we have a 24-hour on-call accident service, and we are managing patients as they come and do the needful for them.
Okay, that's interesting, doctor. So in your years of experience, you would have definitely come across a lot of patients with a lot of vision problems and a lot of eyesight problems, and you would have conducted surgeries to help reverse that problem or to help these patients out, right? So in your opinion, doctor, and from the point of view of ophthalmology, what can one person do to take necessary actions to help them to take necessary care?
Yeah, it is an important question. Now, I wanted to actually start with a Tamil poet who says, "Aridu aridu manuda radal aridu, adanilum aridu, koon kurudu savadu, perdiningi pratal aridu." That means basically to be born as a human being is a blessing. You are blessed to be a to be born as a human being, and to be born without a blindness or without any problems affecting your vision itself, you are blessed. So if you are blessed to have a normal looking eye and normally functioning eye, it is the responsibility of that person concerned to conduct that until the last breath of his life. You know, the lifespan of a person becomes about 78, 75 and 80. So until that time, it is the responsibility of the person concerned to protect his eyes. So the most thing from birth onwards, it is important to have regular checkups, and it is the responsibility of the parents to make sure their children are cared for, and whatever the vision problems they have, especially when you are developing your children as they develop, as they grow older. It's like somebody, you know, being taller, somebody being shorter, somebody having other features. The globe development also can be longer, shorter. So as they grow, there can be refractive errors. So refractive errors, especially when it is unequal in both eyes, that can be a problem, and the eye can become a lazy eye if it is not checked properly. So it is the responsibility of the parents to make sure if they have any vision problems, if the teacher notifies that there are problems, they should be taken and cared of and proper treatment given. And the next thing would be avoiding injuries, like sports related injuries or doing at your workplace. There can be injuries like, you know, when you're hammering your nail onto the concrete wall, it can break and injure your eye. So there are things like work related and sports related injuries. People should take necessary precaution. Even childhood injuries are common for somebody to lose their sight. And it can be dangerous, and it can be a complete loss of vision. So it is important to wear protective wear and protective measures, to take protective measures to avoid such injuries, like, you know, chemical injuries and so on. There are so many injuries. We are in road traffic accidents, are important cause of loss of vision. So you need to take care of that. And the other thing is, as you grow older, you are likely to develop comorbidities, like diabetes is a very common disease, and diabetes can affect your vision. And hypertension is important cause. These, if you happen to develop comorbidity, you should make sure you attend the clinic, you take the proper medications, and take regular checkups so that you are not developing any abnormalities related to the condition you are having. And it is important to seek the appropriate treatment whenever that is necessary. And the third part is, there are certain conditions which are related to ultraviolet radiation. If you are exposed to too much of ultraviolet radiation that can cause cataracts and age-related macular degeneration. So it is important, although it looks fashionable, the most people think that wearing a sunglass is kind of a fashion, but it serves a purpose of preventing too much of ultraviolet rays entering your eyes. And the other important thing I wanted to stress at this talk is, if you are less fortunate, if somebody is less fortunate to be born with a defect in your eyes, which is called inherited disorder. There are so many examples of inherited disorders like retinitis pigmentosa, which affects your night vision. And there are when you are born with absence of iris, these kind of conditions can be transmitted to your offspring.
Okay.
So because there are about 300 odd diseases which are transmitted, genetically transmitted. So if you are concerned about your offspring being safe, it is important that you get the proper genetic counseling and make sure you take necessary precautions so that your disease is not transmitted to the next offspring. These are the things, regular checkups, healthy lifestyle and healthy eating and stopping smoking, and those are all things which are common to the other areas as well.
Absolutely true, doctor, absolutely true. Now, some of us, like you said, are blessed to be born with perfect eyesight, right? But sometimes people who are unfortunate enough, they get vision problems, they get eyesight problems, and this can eventually lead to them being blind, right? So doctor, I must ask you, from the point of ophthalmology and from your point of view, what is blindness and what can actually cause it?
Yeah, the blindness is, as we all interpret, is somebody is born blind, and as the talk show itself shows, there is an icon saying the blind person walks with a white cane. So that is an absolute blindness, where it's a condition where nothing can be offered to restore the eyesight, and they are virtually blind, not being able to perceive the light even. The light perception is also not there. But on the other hand, there are partially blind people who are leading a normal life, right? Now, when you consider vision, vision has various levels of perception. One is when you are talking about vision, but how we check is visual acuities. That is the far vision and the near vision window. You have to see the figures and letters at a far distance, then it becomes the far vision. And when you're looking at near, it becomes the near vision. That is a simple way of assessing your vision, whether your vision is all right. And there are other modalities also, you call the field of vision. When I'm looking at one object, I actually can see from the field of vision what is happening on my corner of the eye. You have certain level of field of vision when you're looking at a certain object. So that is also important in addition to the visual acuity. And the third thing I wanted to say is color vision. Color vision is, you see red as red, blue as blue, green as green is a perception as far as the vision is concerned. What happens is, you can be born colorblind, but you lead a normal life. Now what you see as a normal person sees as a bright red and bright green, the colorblind person also perceives that, but it is a different combination. So they are leading a normal life. They are almost normal. They don't have to be dependent on a white cane. So blindness has different things. And the other thing is stereo acuity or depth perception. You have two eyes which are aligned at different levels. And when it is normally, when the anatomically normal eye develops a connection to the brain in a normal way, as the child grows, you have the development of stereo acuity, because it is the different images which is being by the brain. What happens is the images are transformed into a certain image so that you see the depth. So that is the stereo acuity. For you to have a stereo acuity or depth perception, you should have vision in both eyes. So there are conditions, and the other thing is contrast sensitivity. Contrast sensitivity is something you see the contrast in different gradings, right? So these are the other the functions of visual system. So these things can be affected when someone gets. There are certain disorders like if you have a stroke, for example, it is possible for you to lose one side of your visual field. We call it hemianopia. The person suddenly notices that right side, depending on the left brain, if the left brain is affected, they lose their right side, especially the lobe concerned, the brain concerned with the visual function is the occipital lobe, and then you are unable to see the other side. If it is right, it is a left, and if it is a left brain affected, you are unable to see the right side. So it is one form of blindness. It is basically a blind, but we are not labeling them as blind. And there are other things like glaucoma or chronic open-angle glaucoma. What happens is it steals the peripheral vision. You won't. It is kind of, you won't know until you lose everything. It is kind of stealing what you have, and nobody knows that. And suddenly you find that you have lost the peripheral vision until it's kind of a tunnel vision. These are examples of partial blindness. Although there are certain conditions which affects your visual acuity per se, but there are other conditions also, they can be partially blind. So unfortunately our system doesn't have a definition for legal blindness. For people to get social benefits and to be independent, there is no rules that say, no, this is what is considered as legal blindness. So these are the things I wanted to say. Now, by avoiding and proper care of your lifestyle, you can avoid these things, the most of them.
So Dr. Vasuki, talking about that point you just mentioned, you said unfortunately there is no proper definition to understand what blindness is, right? So for the unfortunate people who are here in Sri Lanka, and if they are affected by blindness, how does it really affect their lives? Because they don't have access to social. So what would your opinion be?
What I wanted to stress is, now most of our Sri Lankan population, the cause of blindness is, you call it preventable blindness or treatable blindness. Blindness can be not treatable. You are blind and nothing can be done. There is a case of blindness when you have a bilateral mature cataract. It is a treatable blindness. It is, when you do the cataract surgery, they come walking, and you do the cataract surgery in both eyes or one eye, and they come back to normal. It is a treatable blindness. So unfortunately our setup, most of the uneducated, I would say uneducated people think that doing the surgery or cataract surgery is something which can affect your vision further. Right? There are lots of misconceptions about cataract surgery, although it is very advanced and it gives perfect surgery when it is not complicated by any events. So that is one thing. So I want this talk show to be awareness program, so that people who are blind due to cataract, it's a treatable blindness. Unless you get it checked, they won't know. And they won't come to the hospital thinking that you have to spend, because hospital offers free of charge the surgery. So that is one thing. So just because you can't see, it doesn't mean you can't treat that. Right? So they have to make sure that they get the proper opinion and ensure that when it is treated, you get a treatment for that and you come back to normal. When it is, there are certain things like driving. If you are a heavy vehicle driver, and now there are legislation saying that you have to have certain standards. When you lose your stereo acuity, when you have some problems which affect, that can seriously affect your license renewal. And on the other hand, if you are planning to become a driver by profession, you call it a commercial driver, and there are now the things is the license is there with an expiry date. You need to make sure that this is checked properly. And if you lose your eyesight by any chance, you are likely to lose your profession or occupation you are doing. That is very important thing I wanted to stress, especially the drivers. They should take care of their vision by regular checkups.
True.
That is one thing, right?
True.
And the other thing is, as I said, in Sri Lanka there is no legislation saying that this person is legally blind. There are certain definitions. So you need to say, okay, this person is legally blind, nothing can be done. In those kind of patients are actually the authorities concerned should look into that.
Okay. Okay, absolutely, absolutely, you know. Now, unfortunately, there are people in Sri Lanka who have gotten affected by several vision care problems, several eye problems. What are the most common form of vision problems or eyesight problems that we in Sri Lanka face? What are the most common forms of it?
Yeah, the most common problem as per the globally here is diabetes. Because diabetes is, before that it is the cataract, which is the most common vision problem in Sri Lanka, because we are not being able to do the cataract. One eye surgeon is capable of doing about 1,500 of surgeries for a year. So we have enough ophthalmologists in worldwide, the island wide, but even then there are people who are blind due to cataract. That is one thing.
Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to stress is diabetes.
Okay.
Diabetes is a very common disease which affects your vasculature and the vessels supplying the retina, and there can be changes which leads to permanent and irreversible damage unless it is checked properly at regular intervals and the proper care is taken and the diabetes control. It is a potentially blinding condition. And we also have age-related macular degeneration because we have an aging population. Too much of exposure to sunlight and hereditary conditions can give rise to macular degeneration. That is also one common thing in our population. And the other thing is injuries.
Okay.
We see lots of patients with assaults, stabbing injuries, and road traffic accidents, and even acid burns. You know, homicidal purpose. Sri Lanka is one of the depends on the rubber industry and the textile industry for its economy. So what happens is the acid utilized for the textile and rubber industry is abundantly available for anybody to take, right? If you have a person, if you have any anything which makes you kind of homicidal intention, which you have a homicidal intention, it is possible for these people to take, it is like a gun. So there are patients, and we have seen enough people who are blind in both eyes due to this violence, which is common, and there are no strict laws governing how the acids are being dispensed. So that is one thing which is important. I wanted to stress that, and these are the common things, I suppose. And the other thing I wanted to say is retinopathy. You call it the retinopathy of prematurity. You are supposed to be born at term, that is about 10 months. But there are babies which are born at 6 months, 7 months with 1 kilo, 800 grams and things like that. We have very efficient premature baby care units, and when they survive, it is likely because the retina is not developed when they are born, and when they are given oxygen consumption, oxygen and other respiratory support, they are likely to develop retinopathy or prematurity, which is a potentially blinding condition. That is also very common because those infants who are premature are surviving to be normal. So those are the things in our country.
Absolutely true, Dr. Vasuki. Let me take a moment here to tell our audience that we are here to discuss the importance of vision care, to create awareness about it, and to raise the understanding of the importance of donating to the blind, and to, of course, understand the importance of the eye pledge. Now we have an interesting and entertaining session, an open mic night, if you will, to be conducted and sung by Ashka Kulatunga.
Hi guys, hope you all are doing well and healthy. First of all, I would thankful for the organizing committee for inviting me to perform on this event. I have a special notice to remind you all. You can register for the iDonation pledges, and you can make a donation using the payment gateways. So I think and I hope you are joining with the noble cause. So I'm gonna entertain you now. First one is my first one is one of my favorite songs by Piat Rajapaksa. So let's move on. Sivanellat magaherayana aduredit magavindradi Nuba hitiyada hema sansarema mewage mage langatama ve nuba hindaman gayo penpadan dore gala giyaden nuben man vidimi haduman mahadani walana davasak nevi apit aphinawalata yaave e hema mote lagin nuba hitiyatin nathi davasak nevi apit aphinawalata yaave Gaya pembatan dore galag yaren Nuben man vidimi henguman mahadani walana Davasak nevi apit aphinawalata yaave ehema mote lagin nuba hitiyutin nathi Davasak nevi apit aphinawalata yaave ehema mote lagin nuba hitiyutin nathi. Thank you. And sorry for the mistakes. I'm gonna entertain you by a Hindi song. So let's सांस में तेरी सांस मिली तो मुझे सांस आई मुझे सांस आई मुझे सांस आई सांस में तेरी सांस मिली तो मुझे सांस आई मुझे सांस आई मुझे सांस आई रूहन चोरी जिस्म की खुशबू तुझ पास आया मुझे सांस आई मुझे सांस आई सांस में तेरी सांस मिली तो मुझे सांसाए, मुझे सांसाए, मुझे सांसाए। रूह चोली जिस्म की खुशबू तुझ पास आया, मुझे सांसाए, मुझे सांसाए। सांस तेरी सांस मिली तो मुझे सांसाए, मुझे सांसाए, मुझे सांसाए। Thank you. So I would like to thank all of you. At the end, I hope you all join with the valuable course. So see you guys and stay safe. Thank you.
With regards to your previous question, as heartbreaking and as devastating as that sounds, I do understand that there is a certain age limit when these problems come to the surface. So is there an actual age limit where we can recognize eyesight problems or vision problems in people?
Yeah, when you talk about age limit, it begins with the children,
Okay.
School-going children especially.
Okay.
And it is important to understand that if they have the vision, it's a process of development. The child's brain, you need to have focused image for the brain to develop. And until the age of 10 years, if you have any discrepancies, especially if you have a refractive error, you need spectacles, and if it is unequal, then it is likely for one eye to not to develop. So you call it a lazy eye, which is very common problem. So these things, it is an important thing as far as the parent's responsibility to make sure that if the child is going closer to any object, so if they are not writing in a line, if they have any issues, if they can't look at the board or something like that, it needs to be attended before 10 years. So that is very important. It's a refractive error, or if suppose they have a squint, they are not, it is not aligned properly. So it is important to seek the ophthalmic or eye surgeon's advice, so that they develop the eyes has to be, they have to be aligned properly for it to, as I said, for it you to develop the stereo acuity, to get the depth perception. So if you
Absolutely.
find that this child is not looking properly and it is wandering here or there,
Absolutely.
then that is important. 10 years, until 10 years, right?
10 years, okay.
Because if you don't detect that, then it is likely that they end up in a amblyopic eye. And the other thing is, when you get older, as I said, the glaucoma is something which doesn't give any symptoms. So that is by regular checkup at all age levels. You need to make sure that you are checked, your vision is, your eye is assessed to exclude any ongoing disorders.
Okay.
And then with the aging population, of course, it is the cataracts and the age-related macular degeneration.
Okay. All right, doctor. So when it comes to that particular age group, have there been many surgeries been conducted within that particular age group?
Yeah, if the cataract, as I said, is a common vision problem, which is a kind of a treatable blindness,
Okay.
So it can begin from, although it is supposed to be elderly population, even young children, young people, depending on their, if you are taking certain treatment for certain disorders, like if you are taking too much of steroids and things like that, you can have cataracts. If you have a genetic predisposition, then it is possible for you to get a cataract at an early stage. So that can happen at any age.
Okay.
And the children, the common surgeries we perform is squint surgeries to correct, because it becomes a visual handicap, and so
Okay.
stigma if you are not looking properly with both eyes.
Okay.
So that needs to be addressed, and
Okay.
that is also squint surgery is very common in younger children.
Okay.
And as I said, the injuries can happen at any age. So most common can be children working with sharp objects, not supervised, ending up injuries, and also the elderly, all the age groups.
All the age groups, basically. Okay. So doctor, you were telling all of us previously that we must seek medical attention. We must take necessary care and action when it comes to the eyesight care of all our loved ones, right? But doctor, before we seek medical attention, how can we as ourselves know that we have a problem?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, there are certain conditions, like if you are a person who is short-sighted, your globe is longer than a normal person. So if you see floaters, you see like particles moving across your field of vision, or if you are seeing flashes like, light bulb inside your eye, it is important that you seek the medical attention, because it could be a sign of a retinal tear. So that if you seek attention immediately, it is proper for it is possible for us to give the treatment by laser treatment of the whole. So flashes and floaters are important signs. And if you think that your field of vision on one side is not normal, like it happens to be like something like this person is able to see that side, but I'm not being able to see, and that needs to be checked, so that there is no visual field defect. That is, one absence of field in one side. That is one thing. And the other thing is unable to see at distance. The children come saying that my friend was able to see that bus letter, but I wasn't being able to. So that is one important thing when you say now at far distance you are not being able to read the letters. That could be a sign of a refractive error, right? And the other thing is, as you get older, say when you reach 40, you start seeing that your near vision is affected, so it is kind of a presbyopia, so you are unable to see. It is part of your aging process. And if you happen to see that when you look at reading some prints, and the certain prints are distorted, so that could be a sign of a macular disorder. So if you have all those problems, you need to seek medical attention or
So Dr. Vasuki, you were talking about all of these symptoms that can affect someone's life. But at the same time, doctor, if these symptoms go untreated, this can eventually lead to a person having a cataract. So I must ask you, doctor, what is a cataract and how will surgery help someone with a cataract?
Yeah, cataract is basically for you to have a image which is focused onto the retina, you need to have a clear media. Unless you have a clear window without the curtains, you can't get the light entering the system. So that is the basic concept. When you have a cataract, it is basically clouding of a lens as you age. So the lens becomes cataracted, the light doesn't enter the retina. That is the basic problem, and you won't be able to see clearly. Your color vision becomes impaired, and you see halos, and there are so many things that can happen.
Okay. Before we continue, I must again inform our viewers that we are here to create awareness about vision problems. We are here to understand the importance of donating to the blind and to understand the importance of the eye pledge. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have an entertainment session, a song to be sung by Tiny and Navanjana.
Hi guys, hello, hope you all are doing good and safe. And first I would like to thank you all for inviting us for this wonderful program. And we have a kind reminder to all of you. Please get registered for the eye donation pledge and make a donation using the payment gateway. So let's sing a song. And so first of all, let's sing an old song. Okay, by Mr. Milton Malavarachi. I think you all know the lyrics, so please sing with us. Okay. අවසර නැත මට ඔබේ අත ගන්නට බැමි බැඳ ඇත නොව අවසර නැත මට ඔබේ අත ගන්නට බැමි බැඳ ඇත ලොව සතර දෙසේ ඔහු රිදවන්නට ඔහු හඬවන්නට බැරි කම මිස ඔබේ සිහින ලොවේ ඔබ කැඳවන්නට ඔබ සත පන්නට මා හද තුළයිද නැතිව නොවේ අවසර නැත මට ඔබේ අත ගන්නට බැමි බැඳ ඇත ලොව සතර දෙසේ එනමුදු උපදින හැම භවයකදීම මතු ඔබ හිමි කර ගනිමි ලදේ. Okay, so let's move to our second song. We would like to sing something by our coaches, Coach B and S.
Actually, we also sang this song for our battle rounds.
It's one of our favorite songs. So it's Na Na Nena. Hope you all sing with us. Na na ne na na ne na 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 ne na na ne na 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 tam de na 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 tam de na na ran kurahan manase ma supipunu obe wata boma gaman sit selina preminu beat pona dekk gaman sit selina preminu beat pona mal masuran giyasena gammane mamana badina na na ne na na ne na 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 ne na na ne na 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 tam de na 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 tam de na na ಶೃಂಗಾರೆ ಉತ್ತುರನ ಬೋಮ ನಿರಿಯಾಗಿನ್ನಿನ ಪೆನ್ನ ಪನಸೆನ ವೆಂಟೆನ ನಿಲ್ಮಿನಿ ಕಲು ಮನ್ಸೆನ ಪನಸಿನ ವೆಂಟೆನ ನಿಲ್ಮಿನಿ ಕಲು ಮನ್ಸೆನ ಹಿರಿನಲ್ ಹಿತ ಹಿರಿ ವಟುನಾ ಕುಲುನು ಸಿತ ಕಿತಿ ಕವುನಾ na na ne na na ne na 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 ne na ne na 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 tam de na 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 tam de na tam de na na. Okay, so thank you for inviting us for this program.
Again, we would like to remind you about the donation. Please get registered and please make donation using the payment gateway. So thank you so much.
See you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. So doctor, you were talking about what is a cataract. But I must ask you, Dr. Vasuki, how does a cataract surgery usually occur? What happens during the surgery process?
It is a common question that most of the people or most of the public would like to know.
Okay.
The cataract is basically it's the natural lens becoming cloudy, as I said, and it's the diameter is about 10 millimeters.
Okay.
And if you are to take it out, basically by the primitive type of surgery, you make an incision in the cornea. It has to be also 8 to 10 millimeter to take it out and replace the lens with an artificial implant.
Okay.
So cornea takes longer time to heal. So that means you are not able to get back to the normal routine life.
Okay.
So now the technique is advancing with it's done with ultrasonic energy. We have specialized machines for this, and the incision could be from 2.2, 1.2 millimeter to 2.5 millimeter.
Okay.
And you make a small incision and enter the inside and take the capsule or the front part of the eye, and the bag is left inside, and you turn up the cataract and suck it out. The procedure itself, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It is kind of an advanced technology, and you insert a foldable implant. The lens is folded, and then it is inserted into the bag. It unfolds itself inside the bag so that it is in place. Then you come out, it is a self-healing incision. You are not putting the sutures for that. So it is a very advanced technology, and the visual rehabilitation is quicker compared to what it was earlier. And unfortunately, the cost is relatively more compared to the primitive surgeries.
It's relatively more. How much would you think a surgery of this nature would actually cost approximately?
The machine itself needs certain consumables.
Okay.
So that takes about 15 for a person, and then the foldable implants are expensive. The government Ministry of Health had defined the standardized prices of the intraocular lenses coming from India, USA, and different Japan and things like that. So the price is kind of controlled price. So depending on the type of lens you are selecting, the cost also will be, there are consumables which are costly. So the cost is comes about in the government sector itself, it will be about, the government sector of course we are doing it free of charge. In the private sector it comes to about 70 to 80,000 or something like that.
70 to 80,000.
For one eye.
For one eye basically. Right, doctor. So that is in terms of doing this surgery, but I also understand that there are other options available such as LASIK surgery, or most commonly referred to as LASIK surgery, laser eye surgery. Will that have the same effect as doing a cataract surgery?
It is exactly, I wanted to clarify this point, because the public thinks that it is a laser surgery, whereas the laser surgery or LASIK surgery is done to correct the refractive errors. If you are wearing spectacles or thick glasses, it is the LASIK is supposed to be reshaping the cornea. The layers are minimized so that your power becomes less. But whereas cataract surgery is done with ultrasonic machine, it is not done with laser, but we are advancing. There are femtosecond layers which is quite expensive, but it is not available here. The LASIK is as such is done for refractive surgeries.
Right, doctor. Okay, Dr. Vasuki, so we were talking about how cataract surgeries work and how important is it for a person to maintain their vision and maintain their eyesight. But Dr. Vasuki, I must ask you, in terms of ophthalmology, how important are eye donations?
Yeah, definitely. Now, as Sri Lankan, the majority are Buddhist, and there is a saying that Buddhist himself during his incarnation, he had donated his blood and flesh. So that Buddhist, as a Buddhist country, and lots of Buddhist belief, Sri Lanka is one of the leading country which donates eyes to all over the world. Now, not only here, all over the world.
Wow.
It becomes, they say, as per the statistics, as per the population, the US is the first leading one, and next comes Sri Lanka. But population-wise, it is more. And the corneal donation is what happens is when you have to give consent for the eyes to be taken when you die, when a person dies, right?
Yeah.
Or the parents, if it's a child, the parents, be less than 18 years or something like that, the parents have to consent. They have to reach the eye banks, the relevant eye banks, to say, okay, we want to donate. And it has to be removed within there are certain procedures.
Okay.
And you shouldn't be having any diseases like contagious diseases, and all those checklists is checked, and the eye is taken. And you can kind of preserve it, and we are kind of donating to various countries also. That is one thing. And the other thing, important thing is, but when you're donating the eye, there is a misconception. If you have any problems, if the donated eye can be fixed onto somebody's eye to get vision, that doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Basically, it is the cornea. When there is an opacity of the front part of your eye, which is you replace it with a clear cornea, and that is how you get the vision.
Okay.
And you can, for certain scleral conditions, the white part of the eye, that can be used.
Okay.
So it is to make the media clear, and not kind of you get the vision by donating the eye. It doesn't work like that. When the nerve is dead, you can't do anything. To be this is one of the thing I wanted to talk about. It's the pride of Sri Lanka. As a nation, we are the leading countries with our Buddhist philosophy, being the majority being the Buddhist. They donate the eye. But I wanted to tell about the shame of Sri Lanka also in this regard, because acid is freely available and it has been used as a homicidal thing. So that is also shamefully done in the country. Like, we are donating and do these things, and the stringent laws needs to be applied to avoid this, to keep the pride we have as a nation.
Absolutely, absolutely true, Doctor. Well said indeed. And at the same time, I want to remind our viewers for the very, very last time, we are here with Dr. Vasuki to create awareness about vision problems and to understand the importance of donating towards the blind, and understanding, most importantly, the importance of the eye pledge. Dr. Vasuki, I must thank you for taking the time out of your day and coming and talking to us and showing us and telling us the importance of vision problems, eyesight and blindness, and how important it is as Sri Lankans to show us the importance of donating towards the blind. Thank you so much, Dr. Vasuki.
And I also wish to thank the organizing committee and the public present in this event. Wish you all the best, and thank you for honoring me as a guest speaker for this event. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for allowing me to take part in this program. Thank you.
Before we sign off, we have an entertaining session, which is our open mic night. Stay tuned for that.
So these are the singers for the open mic night. To start off with, we have Kavindi Gunawardhana.
Hi guys, I'm Kavindi Gunawardhana. Hope you are doing good, and thank you so much for inviting me to perform in this event. And I would like to remind you all to register in the eye donation pledges and make your donation using the payment gateway. So today I'll be performing 2 songs for you guys, and the first one will be Datadara by the Nadagama crew.
Mideni dehenin
And my second song will be Rangume by the beautiful Umayya Singh Havansa. I'm so sorry, I can't remember the lyrics properly, so I'll be looking at the lyrics from there. Mege yetge pad tavne maliuve ye sundar davasට ඔබ හම යන්නේ හිතගින්දර නිවන් අප හිටමු වන්නේ මේ ලෝකේ මහා නැතවලත වෙන්නේ විඳින්නේ සිතන්නේ අසන්නේ කියන්නේ මාලියු පෙම්ගෙට විඳින්නේ සිතන්නේ අසන්නේ කියන්නේ මාලියු පෙම්ගෙට
Next, we have Fernando.
Hi guys. So yeah, hope you all are doing good and safe. And yeah, so first of all, I have a small reminder for you guys. So y'all can get yourself registered for the donation pledges by using the payment gateway and make your donations right away. So yeah, and also thank you so much for inviting me for this event. And yeah, so I'll be singing 2 songs for you guys, and yeah, hope you all will enjoy the songs. Days that made me older since the last time that I saw your pretty face. 1,000 lies that made me colder, and I don't think I can look at this the same. But all the miles that separate disappear now when I'm dreaming of your face. I'm here without you, baby. You're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby. You're still with me in my dreams. Yeah, and tonight, girl, it's only you and me. Everything I know, and anywhere I go, gets hard, but it won't take away my love. When the last one falls, when it's all said and done, it gets hard, but it won't take away my love. Whoa, 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 whoa. So hi guys, yeah, hope you all enjoyed the first song. So yeah, for the second song I'll be singing one of my all-time favorites by Lionel Richie. So I've been singing this song for a whole lot of time, so hope you all will enjoy the song. Stuck on you, got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Yes, I'm on my way. I needed a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Yes, I'm on my way. Mighty glad to stay. La 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 la, la 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 la. Oh, I'm so glad you stayed. La 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 la. Oh, I'm leaving on that midnight train tomorrow, and I know just where I'm going. Packed up my troubles and I've thrown them on the way. This time, little darling, I'm coming home to stay. I'm stuck on you, got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Yes, I'm on my way. I needed a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Yes, I'm on my way. Yeah, mighty glad to stay. La 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 la, la 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 la. Oh, I'm so glad you stay. La 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 la. Oh, I'm so glad you stay.
Thank you, Dinul. Next up, we have Kalani Athukodala.
Hi guys, I'm Kalani Athukodala. Hope you all are doing good and safe. And thank you so much for inviting me for this great event. And I would like to remind you all, get registered for the iDonation pledges and make a donation by using the payment gateway. So now I'm gonna sing Ukulata Nawa Teda Wage by Mr. Rukanta Gunathilaka. Hope you all enjoy. Thank you. Now let's go for a fast beat song. I would like to sing Candila Missy by Mrs. Maria Sel Gunathilaka. Hope you all enjoy. Ever what my yuka, I'm your sudubonika, I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me, you're my one and only Candela Missy. Ever don't say Palia, I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. You're my one and only one, you know my lapati kesa kang. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. You're my yato sekila and I'm your lasana killer. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me. You're my one and only Candela Missy. Ayo, don't say pala. I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. You're my Elizabeth Lee and you're my James Hadley Chase. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. I'm your Helen Kumari and you're my Elvis Presley. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me. You're my one and only Candela Missy. Ever don't say Palia, I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. You're my one and only one, you know my ever-loving one. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. You're my Bate Murunga and I'm your Katuru Murunga. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me. You're my one and only Candela Missy. Ayo, don't say Palia, I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me. You're my one and only Candela Missy. Ever don't say Palia, I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me. You're my one and only Candela Missy. Ever don't say Palia, I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Sweet Marie, come to me. You're my one and only Candela Missy. Ayo, don't say Palia, I've got 10 acres, go I'm your one and only Candela Missy. I'll be your one and only Candela Missy. I'm your ever-loving Candela Missy. I'm your one and only Candela Missy. Thank you. Once again, thank you so much guys for inviting me for this great event. Lastly, I would like to remind y'all can donate by using online payment gateway, and also don't forget to register for donation pledges by using the links available in the chat box. Keep up the good work. Have a safe day.
Thank you, Kalani. Next up, we have Watson Sharma.
Hello guys, hope you all are doing good and safe. Thank you for inviting me to perform on this event, and I would like to remind you all, register for the donation pledges and make your donation by using the payment gateway. Thank you guys. So today I'm going to sing A.R. Rahman's Nijinile Nijinile. It's kind of a mashup, so hope you are ready to hear that.
நெஞ்சினிலே நெஞ்சினிலே ஊஞ்சலே நாணங்கள் உன் கண்ணிலே கொஞ்சிரு தெஞ்சி கொஞ்சிக்கோ மந்திரி முத்தொழி சிந்திக்கோ மஞ்சரி வருண சுந்தரி வாவி தாங்கு நெக்க தகதிமியாடும் தங்க நிலாவே கொஞ்சிரு தெஞ்சி கொஞ்சிக்கோ மந்திரி முத்தொழி சிந்திக்கோ பஞ்சொலி வருண சுந்தரி வாவி தாங்கு நெக்க தகதிமியாடும் தங்க நிலாவே കൊലുത്തല്ലേ കുരുകും കുയിലല്ലേ മാരണമയിലല്ലേ തങ്ക കൊലുത്തല്ലേ കുരുകും കുയിലല്ലേ മാരണമയിലല്ലേ ജിയജലേ ജജലേ നെനുതലേ തുവഞ്ചലേ തുവഞ്ചലേ रातु बरतु अंजले जनुना 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 सकीरी जय जले जंजले नैनो तले तू अंजले रातु बरतु अंजले जनुना 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 सकीरी जय जले जंजले குங்குமம் ஏன் சூடினாய் கோலமுத்தத்தில் கலையத்தான் குங்குமம் ஏன் சூடினாய் கோலமுத்தத்தில் கலையத்தான் கூரைப்பட்டு ஏன் உடுத்தினாய் கூடல் கூடதில் கசங்கத்தான் அங்கு கூந்தல் மலர்கள் எதற்கு மேலே பசுங்கத்தான் தீபங்கள் அணைப்பதேன் புதிய பொருள் நாம் தேடுத்தான் நெஞ்சினிலே ஊஞ்சலே நாணங்களின் தண்ணீரே சிவந்தரே மஞ்சளே கல்யாண கனவு என்னுள்ளே ஜியஜலே ஜஞ்சலே நேனோதலே துவஞ்சலே रातु बरतु अंजले जनुना 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 सकीरी जय जले जंजले.
My next song is Naramuge Naramuge from movie Iruvan. It's a Tamil song. It's also from the composition of A.R. Rahman sir. So hope you all are ready.
நறுமுகையே நறுமுகையே நீயொரு நாடிவினில்லாய் செங்கனி ஊறிய வாய் திறந்து நீயொரு திருமொழி சொல்லாய் அச்சை திங்களன் நிலவில் நெற்றித்தரட நீர்படிய குற்றப் பொய்கையாடியவள் நீயா அச்சை திங்களன் நிலவில் நெற்றித்தரட நீர்படிய குற்றப் பொய்கையாடியவள் நீயா திருமகனே திருமகனே நீயொரு நாழிகை பாராய் வெண்ணிற புரவிய வந்தவனே வீழ்விழி மொழிகள் கேளாய் அச்சை திங்களன் நிலவில் குற்றப் பொய்கையாடுகையில் உற்றி பார்வை பார்த்தவனும் நீயா அச்சை திங்களன் நிலவில் குற்றப் பொய்கையாடுகையில் உற்றி பார்வை பார்த்தவனும் நீயா மங்கை மான்விழி அம்புகள் என் மாத்துடைத்ததென்ன மங்கை மான்விழியம்புகள் என் மார்த்துடைத்ததென்ன பாண்டி நாடனை கண்ட என் மனப்பசனை கொண்டதென்ன நிலாவிலே பார்த்த வண்ணம் கனவிலே தோன்றும் என்னும் நிலாவிலே பார்த்த வண்ணம் கனவிலே தோன்றும் என்னும் இளைத்தேன் துடித்தேன் பொறுக்கவில்லை இடையில் மேகலை இருக்கவில்லை நறுமுகையே நறுமுகையே நீ ஒரு நாழிகை நில்லாய் செங்கனி ஊறியவாய் திறந்து நீ ஒரு திருமொழி சொல்லாய் அச்சை திங்களன் நிலவில் நெற்றித்தரள நீர் படிய குற்றப் பொய்கையாடியவள் நீ அச்சை திங்களன் நிலவில் குற்றப் பொய்கையாடுகையில் உச்சி பார்வை பார்த்தவனும்
Thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Join hands with us for this initiative. Don't forget to register for the iDonation pledges and make your contribution by using the payment gateway. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Watson. Next up, we have Chanuka Devnidu.
Hey guys, I'm Chanuka. So the first song is gonna be Go Like Girl by Ed Sheeran. Hope you all will enjoy. Here we go.
She played a fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and I took you by the hands. Baby, I just wanna dance. I'm in a room, rough and sweet, right side of the bar. She shared a cigarette on me while I proudly played the guitar. She asked me what to sing me, the girl I think on your arm. Said it was fun for my friends, so I'm still wanna drink on. He took to me as a chase, checked for the fun. She got a hopper on the table with Johnny's riding a shotgun. Chatted some more, going drinking the bar. Then put mine on the jukebox, got out to dance. She played a fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck, I took you by the hands. Baby, I just wanna dance. My pretty little go-away girl. You're my pretty little go-away girl. I know she beat me at dolls, and then she beat me at pools, and then she kissed me like there was nobody else in the room. At last, what was so cool was when she stood on the stool, and after dancing the colors singing to trad tunes. I never heard Carrie Fergus ever sung so sweet. A cappella in the bio sing a feed for a beat. Oh, I could have the boys playing on repeat for a week, and on this backyard room she was singing to me. She played a fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck, I took you by the hand. Baby, I just wanna dance. My pretty little go-away girl. My go-away girl. My go-away girl. My go-away girl. We called to stay away, company's closing time. I was holding your hand and was holding mine. I called towards when I smoked whiskey and wine. I slipped it up and to the caller of the night. I walked on, but she took me inside to finish some Doritos and another bottle of wine. I'm sure I'm gonna put you in the song that I write about a go-away girl and a perfect night. She played a fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck, and I took you by the hand. Said, baby, I just wanna dance. My pretty little go-away girl. My go-away girl. Hey, my go-away girl. My go-away girl.
This song is called Ananthe Tanamai by Senuga Bhattagoda. I hope you all will enjoy. Here we go.
හිතන්නද සිහින විමන් වල කවුළු පියන් නැරුණම අනන්තයට යනවාමයි ඒ මොහොතෙම සිරවෙලා
Thanks, Shanuka. I hope everyone enjoyed this open mic night, and that is the end of the entertainment session. And I must thank all of the singers and the participants who took part in it. Now moving on to the vote of thanks, I would like to please formally invite the Secretary of the Cataracts Club of Colombo Midtown, Cataracts Ovin. Cataracts Ovin, over to you.
Good evening, Rotarians, Protractors, and my dear spectators. It is my great pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks of this glamorous evening marking the end of Blind Walk 2021, the talk show and the open mic night. First of all, I would like to convey my gratitude to Dr. Vasuki Guruswamy for being with us today despite her busy schedule to share her knowledge on this subject matter. And I would like to share my appreciation to all the singers who performed their lovely performances in the open mic night. Next, the sponsors and the donors. Without you all, none of these initiatives would not have been a success. And afterwards, all the spectators who were with us today, thank you very much for supporting us to spread the awareness on this subject matter. Afterwards, I would like to convey my gratitude to all the committee members and the members of the Rotary Colombo Midtown family to make this initiative a success. Stay tuned for Blind Walk 2021, and I believe you will extend your supportive hand in terms of donations for the visual impact community and eye pledgers. Stay safe. Thank you very much and good night.